Okay. Sorry, guys. I accidentally ended it. Let's see. Sorry, Heather. Sorry. Having technical difficulties. Hello again. Sorry.
Oh, this is horrible. Oh, this is horrible.
Okay. Here we go. So, I am so sorry. I had 900 people in the room and, you know, something happens, right? Okay. So, we're going to go back to um, what we were discussing. And that was this. And so this is another individual who said that they saw Kylie Rodni, or said that they saw like kind of like Jagger and someone that was either Kylie or looked similar to Kylie. And there's some new information that's coming out that we're going to talk about. So it says, so I live in Truckee. I went out looking for her Monday night. I met up with a close friend of a family of the family, and she told me that Kylie was seen Saturday morning at Boca with a man at a local campground. I thought maybe she had her story wrong after Kylie was found, but now I am not sure. And someone comments, so wasn't the party Friday night? That would mean she didn't take the wrong turn to go in the lake. Something is off for sure. So now we have not only the tow truck driver, right? With the tow truck driver, we have this person here, and there's a third source. I can't remember what it is. I'll try to remember, but there's a third source, all saying different stories, but yet the same. Like they're all saying that they definitely thought they saw Kylie with another guy in the area on Saturday. So is this something that's actually going to be true? If you guys remember, Adventures with Purpose said, there's another theory, but it just might blow your mind. Is this going to be something that is taking place? Um so hold on, let me pull up. I'm trying to get my stuff pulled up. When it rains it pours, right? So some very interesting Fox interview, guys. Very interesting. We're going to listen to it. It is a long article. It's 8 minutes of reading. I'm going to let you guys listen to it, but I am going to pause it maybe a couple times whenever I got my pearls on. Don't leave home without them, sister. Just kidding. I actually don't wear pearls out like in public usually, but I've caught myself like I'll leave the live or something, and I'll have to run out and get something, run an errand or something like that, and I've come back home and I'm like, oh my god, I didn't take my pearls off. Lord have mercy. Okay, so if you guys don't mind hitting the thumbs up again, I will love you forever, and you will have 10 years of phenomenal luck. Guaranteed. Okay. So this came out today, just a few hours ago. Kylie Rodni, the volunteer dive team that found her remains, suspects foul play. Rodney vanished August 6th after attending party in Tahoe National Park. Okay. It's a it's an 8-minute article, but I think it's very important we listen to it because it's got interesting stuff. So I'm going to play it. Let me know if you guys can hear it okay, please. Jessica, yay! Thank you. I've gotten I think 3 members in my live and a half so far. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Just literally is just thank you. Just thank you. Sorry, I was trying to do two things at once but there is something, and I listen, nobody should be bashing anybody as far as nobody should be, in my opinion, bashing Adventures with Purpose. They haven't done anything wrong. Let me know if you can hear this, please.
Kiley Rodni, the volunteer dive team that found her remains, suspects foul play. Rodni vanished August 6th after attending party in Tahoe National Park.
Thank you, Kasha.
Oregon-based divers discovered the body of missing California teen Kiley Rodni and her car last month submerged in a reservoir. And now the search team's lead investigator says he suspects foul play. It doesn't add up, Doug Bishop told Fox News Digital of the circumstances of 16-year-old Rodni's death. It reeks of foul play. Kiley was last seen alive August 6th at a high school send-off party with more than 300 people at a campground in Tahoe National Forest in Truckee, California. It wasn't until a civilian dive team with a popular YouTube channel arrived August 21st that her body and car were located using sonar technology in a reservoir that had already been searched just a quarter-mile from the site of the gathering. Adventures with Purpose delivered the grim news to Rodni's family and a dose of embarrassment to law enforcement. The for-profit group, which sells everything from shirts to fishing magnets emblazoned with the company's logo, also has its share of critics. To me, they're monetizing and commercializing missing people, said Tammy Waters of Sonar Search and Recovery.
Now, I want to say something about this. They make it sound like for profit. Okay. I mean, there. I think that makes it sound like it's really bad. I mean, of course, they can't be going across the country and buying all this expensive equipment and feed their families too. I mean, that's just the way it is, guys. I mean, a lot of people were saying, like, oh, nobody should make money off any of this stuff or anything like this. As much time, energy, effort, everything that they and YouTubers and in true crime and stuff have to do, it's just life. It is just life. But what they do give is they give people answers whenever so many police and so many others have not been able to get answers. This is what they specialize in. This is what they are good at. But for profit, it just makes it sound it's I always say to people, particularly my husband when I need to, it's not the message that you're giving me, it's the delivery, and I think that's what it was like in this article. It's not so much the message, it's the way that this person was delivering it in this article, in my opinion.
A nonprofit she runs with her husband Dennis that assists law enforcement. On the day she went missing, Rodni sent her mother a text at 11:30 p.m. saying she'd be home in 45 minutes. At around 12:33 p.m., her phone pinged for the last time, and she and her silver Honda CR-V vanished. Authorities launched an expansive search involving 18 local, state, and federal agencies that spent over 19,000 man-hours using divers, boats equipped with sonar, and helicopters to locate Rodni. But 2 weeks of searching turned up few clues. The circumstances of Rodni's disappearance were so puzzling, investigators began probing the case as a possible abduction. Bishop, a former tow truck driver turned sonar expert, and his colleague, scuba instructor Nick Rinn, arrived with 2 videographers and a producer to film their search efforts. They combed Prosser Reservoir using sonar and located Rodni in the car after just 35 minutes. The small SUV was upside down under 14 feet of water, about 55 feet from the shore, with Rodni's remains in the rear cargo portion of the vehicle. The dramatic moment was captured on a YouTube documentary the group released, which has drawn more than 2 million views. She's in the back of the vehicle. She's not in the driver's seat. It looks suspicious to me, Rinn said. It was the first time Rinn had located a body or a car underwater. It was so shocking because I couldn't believe we came in after all that time and found it, he told Fox News Digital. It was also a sad moment, a very emotional moment for all of us involved. No one wants to tell a parent, we found your daughter and she's not coming home. The young girl's father, Daniel Rodni, was also stunned. Right there, the dad can be heard asking on the documentary, how in the fit they have missed it? They missed her because of their lack of expertise and communication, Bishop told Fox News Digital of the law enforcement search. Adventures with Purpose, which primarily operates off public donations, has solved 24 cold cases in 2 years, Bishop said. No matter where we solve a case, it creates drama, controversy, and embarrassment, he added. The group uses sonar, the same technology local officials deployed in their search, which sends sound waves into the water that rebound when they strike an object and create an image. Bishop attributes his success to constant field experience. While most law enforcement agencies might use sonar once or twice a year to pull a car out of the water, Adventures with Purpose does so with a far more frequency. The company was founded by Jared Lezik, a diver whose initial objective was to clean up the marine environment by pulling abandoned cars from waterways. He teamed up with Bishop in 2019, who had a tow truck company at the time. They filmed their efforts, and viewers suggested they look for missing people, and they did. Bishop said they use small boats that can maneuver close to the shore, making it less likely that they miss an object when scanning a body of water. In addition, he asserted that his group has honed a unique expertise in interpreting sonar images. A car that has been submerged for an extended period of time has built up in sediment that makes it easier to identify as a vehicle. When the sound waves bounce off a newly submerged object, it shows up as a bright flash that many people wouldn't interpret accurately, he said. Bishop is convinced that Rodni's tragic demise was no accident. For a vehicle to end up where it did, she would have to take a sharp left turn onto a rough dirt path about a quarter mile from the main road. Witnesses said she drank alcohol that night. Bishop says she knew the area well and still would not have accidentally plunged into the reservoir. Authorities haven't yet released her autopsy or toxicology reports. Even though the car's passenger side window was blown out and the rear driver's side window was halfway down, Rodni's remains were found in the cargo hatch. The vehicle would have sunk in seconds, according to Bishop, and it would make no sense for her to scramble over the row of back seats into the hatch's confined space when there were 2 windows she could have climbed through. You're not going to crawl into the back and climb under a seat, he noted. In the documentary on the Rodni search, Bishop interviewed a roadside assistance worker identified only as Nick. He said he responded to a call for a dead battery at Boca Lake north of Prosser Reservoir, and that the help request came August 7th, more than 10 hours after Rodni's phone pinged for the last time, he said. Nick said he responded to the call and was met by a teen girl and another man, and that both were acting strangely and standing at an awkward distance from each other. It turned out the car didn't have a dead battery and that the gear shift was in neutral. The teen then repeatedly asked him how to connect her seatbelt. Nick said he later saw missing posters for Rodni and realized they were the same person, according to the documentary. Investigators later obtained surveillance footage of the bizarre interaction and confirmed that the teen was either Rodni or someone who looked like her. The Nevada Sheriff's Office said they would not provide any updates on the case until November.
Okay.
Bishop said the lengthy delay suggests something other than an accident.
All right. So this is something that we need to talk about here. Oh, crap. Hold on one second. Okay, guys. All right. So there was something interesting that was read, and I wanted to. It said, in the document, okay, Nick said he responded to the call that was met by a teen girl and another man that were both acting strangely and standing to an awkward distance from each other. It turned out the car didn't have a dead battery, it had a gear shift in neutral. The teen then repeatedly asked the, 1 second, guys. Boy, Jesus, I gotta move my thing. Okay. So, Nick said that he saw posters for Rodney. So we got Nick, right? Investigators later obtained surveillance footage of the bizarre interaction and should have been able to confirm whether the teen was Rodney or someone who looked like Bishop said. So you can bet your bottom dollar right now. Thank you so much. I appreciate your membership, my love. Thank you. So we don't know, but we can guarantee you that the police knows if Kiley Rodni was alive in that like we don't know if she was in the back that's passed, right? But whoever that girl was, whether it was Kiley or someone else, and whoever the guy was, police have that nailed down right now. They know who the two people was, the male and the female. They know 100%, in my opinion. So if it was potentially Kiley, that is going to raise so many more questions than what we already are asking right now. I wish we knew too, Quinny. I really do. Who put those posters up in Reno? Yes, they did. Jagger and Kate did put the posters up in Reno. There was a news piece done on them, and they were in Reno. Actually, both of them putting up those posters. So, okay, let's finish listening to this.
The Tammy Waters of Sonar Search and Recovery, a nonprofit that has found 104 missing people underwater since 2005, called Adventures with Purpose irresponsible for publicly broaching their foul play theory. They're not the police, they're not investigators, she said. That call is for law enforcement to make. If you have the proper experience, you wouldn't go blabbing like this. She slammed Bishop for announcing the recovery of Rodni on Facebook before law enforcement even arrived at the crime scene and one day before the sheriff's office confirmed the remains belonged to the missing teen. That was very not right, she said. Waters sold Adventures with Purpose their first sonar machine in 2019 after they collaborated on the Nathaniel Ashby case in Missouri. Waters identified a car in the Missouri River, and Lezik volunteered to dive in the rough currents. They eventually pulled out Ashby's truck with his remains still inside. I hear them saying they're the world's best, and I'm thinking, you guys have only been doing this a few years, she said. Bishop said he became a certified diver in 2020. Waters was particularly upset by Bishop's foul play theory. 90% of vehicles found with people in it, they're normally found in the back, she said. If it's an SUV, they're in the hatch. The engine is the heaviest part of the car, and it nosedives first. As the vehicle is sinking, they're climbing to the back to try to stay up out of the water. They're chasing the air, Waters said. Bishop said he highly respects the Waterses and called them one of the most distinguished teams who do this work. They are the godfathers of doing what we do. So compared to them, No one has that kind of experience, Bishop added. But their operation is different. They came up in a time without social media and get their cases directly from law enforcement.
1 second. Thank you so much, Joy. I appreciate it. Can you guys not, is it sound like, some people are saying it sounds like a robot. Thank you so much, Joy. That is such a generous donation, and I really, really, really am grateful for that. Thank you. Can y'all hear me okay? I don't got my sound, my things in yet, so there were no air pockets. Yeah, the echo is from the room size right now. I don't have my things up yet. It's a big room. Okay.
We are harnessing the power of social media to do good in the world, Bishop said. Selling merchandise, producing a story, being a voice for the voiceless, we have to do that because that's what allows us to help the next family and spread our message. The Nevada County Sheriff's Office and Rodney's parents didn't immediately return requests or comment.
Okay. So I wanted to go over this article because this diving team they were very critical of Adventures with Purpose. And listen, people do their things in their own way. This was the very first active case that they had done. This is the very first active case that they had done. Now, whether you agree with what they did or not, they were just stating their opinion. Um, they didn't say that absolutely something is, has happened or anything, but they were just stating their opinion. And that's another thing, competition. And people get a little jealous sometimes. Everybody has their 15 minutes of fame and their limelight, right? But it's not a good look bashing one another. Vet Girl says upside down car crawling back under seats in the dark would be where the air would be, which is the bottom of the tailgate, not the hatch. Window facing down, no way she was able to see a air pocket. Bingo. Bingo. I agree with that. Real Crime Junkie, thank you for becoming a member. I really do appreciate it. So there's some photos that someone, I believe on Twitter, put out, and it's great photos. Now, this is what Kiley would have been, this is the way she would have seen things. Right here. Right? Which, it's dark. You're not going to be able to see an air pocket, fill an air pocket, anything like that. You're just not. And, this is with, I think, one of the seats down as well. That instantly is confusing when it's obviously flipped over. Right? And there is some other ones. I'll show you some different angles of this. Oh, wrong one. It's hard to make sense out of that whenever you're sitting and looking at a picture, let alone being in the car and it being dark and underwater. You're just not going to be able to climb to that back in mere seconds. Oh my God, Vet Girl. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your God. You guys are so good to me. Thank you. Thank you. This is what it's about. Respectfully discussing a case with opinions, always welcome. Thank you for keeping it classy. Thank you, Vet Girl. Thank you, Real Crime Junkie. And thank you so much, Joy Smith. Thank you. You guys are very good to me, and I appreciate it. That's exactly right. We don't have to agree on everything. And exactly, Mary T. Yeah, I mean, your brain is already confused as it is. And also, if she was, all of these things happening to her, and if she was actually, out of it from alcohol, and that's just saying that she was alive when she went in the water. Now, it's very possible that she was not alive when she went into the water. In my opinion, I don't feel like she was alive. Personally, my opinion, but I don't know that either. None of us do at this point, unless the police do, right? Marie says just the confusion of to have the foots on the ceiling and the seats above. Exactly. Yeah. Here's another angle. Right. So this is going to be the floor, right? It's just, so she's going to be, right, like up in the driver's seat, She's going to have to come back here between the seats, come back here and then go between right here and be found in the back in literally less than probably 20 seconds. I don't have an iPhone. How do I become a member? Mods can drop a link, or you can go out right beside it says Justice for All, where the subscription button is, and there's a where you hit join, and it'll lead you to the memberships. And you can also, thank you, Mystic Firefly. Yes, you can also click the $ where the message box is, and you'll just hit memberships. Are you taking questions on panel format? Yes, I'm taking questions on panel, and we'll be doing phone lines shortly. So, it's just very, very confusing. And, with the windows being down, you're just not going to be able to, to do anything like this. Oh my God. Thank you, Anna. Wow. Thank you so much. The only way Kiley would know up from down are the air bubbles. Bubbles go up always. That's a good point. That's a good point. I knew that but I never thought of it until I remember learning that somewhere. That's a very good point. Gravity, sadly, it was too dark. Yes. But that's a very good point to remember. Air bubbles go up. Yes. Yes, very good point. Thank you so much, Anna. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are so wonderful to me. I appreciate it. But with windows down, there would be nothing but water rushing in. That is true as well. Yeah, that is also true at night. I mean, you're not going to see the bubbles, but you would have to be consciously aware of which way the bubbles, which I don't know if that would be realistic or not, but it is a good point to know in an emergency, you know. Thank you so much, Tara. Keep being unapologetically you. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. It is a very scary situation. Like, I watched several of the like the videos of them literally intending to put the car in the water to see how far and fast it would sink, and it gives you anxiety just watching it, right? It gives you a lot of anxiety. Yeah, if you're definitely, if you're drunk, you're not going to be thinking clearly. Now, let me clear some of these things out. Now, regardless of what we think about Adventures with Purpose, they've given a lot of people answers, you know. So there is the Daily Mail just dropped an article at 11:07 this morning on Adventures with Purpose, Kiley Rodni, and he's talking about quote, "It reeks of foul play. Diver who found California teen Kiley Rodni submerged in her car doubles down on claim her death is, quote, suspicious," end quote, because body was in back seat when two windows were open. Okay. So, I wonder if it'll read it for me.
Share selection. Home.
Oh, God. Hold on.
It reeks of foul play. Diver who found California teen Kiley Rodni submerged in her car doubles down on claim her. Kiley Rodni, 16, went missing on August 6th after a party at Prosser Campground. Her body was found on August 21st by the Adventures with Purpose dive team. Divers located the teen in her silver 2013 Honda in Prosser Lake. She was in the back cargo hatch of the car, which divers said was suspicious. Lead diver Doug Bishop said two windows were open and that it doesn't make sense that the teen crawled over the seats to the back. The night she disappeared, Rodney's phone was last active near the reservoir after she texted her mother to say she was heading home to Truckee, California. Authorities searched Prosser Lake on August 9th and 10th, but did not find anything. The dive team used state-of-the-art sonar technology to locate the vehicle. A diver who found the body of missing California teen Kiley Rodni in the back cargo hatch of her car submerged in a reservoir has doubled down on his claims that he believes her death is suspicious. Adventures with Purpose, AWP, diver Doug Bishop said for Rodney's vehicle. To end up where it did, she would have to make a sharp left turn onto a dirt path about a quarter-mile from the main road. Bishop also pointed out they found her remains in the cargo hatch of the vehicle, even though the passenger side window was open and rear driver's side window was halfway down. It doesn't add up, Bishop told Fox News Digital. It reeks of foul play. Bishop explained once Rodni's vehicle entered the water, it would have sank quickly and it would not have made any sense for her to crawl over the seats and into hatch, especially when 2 of the windows were open. You're not going to crawl into the back and climb under a seat, he said. The Oregon-based civilian dive team located Rodni's body last month in a reservoir that had already been searched by authorities just a quarter-mile from where she went missing from a party at a Tahoe National Forest campground. Plus 15. The Nevada Sheriff's Office has said that they would not provide any updates until November. Bishop told Fox News Digital that he believes the delay supports his theory that Rodni's death is not an accident, but foul play. However, Tammy Waters of Sonar Search and Recovery pushed back against Bishop's theory. 90% of vehicles.
Okay.
As the vehicle is sinking, they're climbing to the back to try to stay up out of the water. They're chasing the air, Waters said.
Now, you see, she disagrees with Adventures with Purpose. She's saying that they're chasing the air, going back and going up, which a lot of people have said. I don't see that happening personally, because the windows were down. It happened so quickly. I just don't see it happening that quick, in my opinion.
Said. The divers released last week the footage of their search for the teen who vanished from a graduation party on August 6th. They caught on camera at the moment they told her devastated father, David, they had found her body in the lake. He questioned how cops had failed to spot the huge car when they claimed they had already scoured the water closest to the party, exclaiming that's *****ing impossible. The search for the teen took 19,000 search hours, involving police, the FBI, and hundreds of volunteers. But it wasn't until Adventures with Purpose joined on August 21st that she was finally found. Bishop, who is a former tow truck driver and now a sonar expert, along with scuba instructor Nick Wren, searched the Prosser Reservoir for just 35 minutes before they found Rodni's body. The SUV was found upside down in the water about 14 feet down and 55 feet from the shore. Her remains were found in the cargo hatch. She's in the back of the vehicle. She's not in the driver's seat. It looks suspicious to me, Wren said. She was also confirmed to not be wearing a seatbelt in the upside-down vehicle when it was discovered 3 weeks after she went missing, meaning she would have been able to move around. Plus 15. View gallery. Diver Nick Wren. And the video, AWB show how the team took 2 sonar boats onto the water at 10:40 a.m. on August 21st and identified Kiley's 2013 silver Honda under the water at 11:15 a.m. They confirmed that her body was found in the back of the car, with the passenger window broken and the driver's rear window halfway down. She was also confirmed to not be wearing a seatbelt, and it is unclear the exact circumstances that led to the windows being open and broken. After surfacing from his dive, Nick Wren, part of AWP, said, "She's in the back of the vehicle. She's not in the driver's seat. It looks suspicious to me. Vehicle's upside down, one window is halfway down, one window is all the way down." He team then called Rodni's relatives.
I have a question. So if the windows are already down, right? If the windows are already down, would there still be an air bubble in the back? Like if there was an air bubble, it wouldn't last hardly anything. You know what I mean? Like there wouldn't be much of an air bubble. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, y'all are saying no. So, yeah, I mean, it just feels faster, just really, really quickly. And that's another way you just kind of feel like this is off really bad.
Relatives, before contacting authorities, with her father David and grandfather rushing to the scene to see what the divers found. When told how close to shore the car was, and that it was in the same area that cops had previously scoured, David said, "How the F asterisk 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 could they have missed it? That's F asterisk 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 ing impossible." Her father then asked a few questions about how she was found, before getting emotional and saying, "I can't see this cause, it's going to be my last memory, and I can't F asterisk 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 ing do it," before leaving the scene. Dive teams from Placer County, Nevada County, and Alameda County were all involved in the search for the teen who vanished after a party at Prosser Family Campground on August 6. Plus 15. View gallery. Her cell phone last pinged around 12:30 a.m. near the campground's reservoir after she texted her mother to say she was heading back to Truckee, just 12 miles from the party. Authorities, including the FBI, say that they scanned through nearly 2,000 tips in the 2-week hunt for Rodni and spent almost 20,000 hours looking for her. The teenager sent her mother Lindsay, 42, a text message saying she planned to leave in 45 minutes at approximately 11:30 p.m. She had been due to meet friends at a local Starbucks at 9 a.m. ahead of a camping trip, but failed to show up, prompting her mother to sound the alarm. Police are waiting a full autopsy with toxicology reports and say the investigation is ongoing, but they confirmed that the remains were Kiley's. Placer County Sheriff's Office Captain Sam Brown said at a press conference that the cops linked up with AWB after realizing an interest and reading online. Bishop explained in the video spotting the weird reading on a sonar scanner. He said, "That is giving me a really weird reading. It looks just like a car, it looks just like an SUV. It's giving me some misreadings just the way a newer car would." The Oregon-based group says it has solved more than 20 missing persons cases using sonar and search and rescue techniques for its dive team. Bishop said they put 2 sonar boats in the water at 10:40 a.m. and by 11:15 a.m. Wren detected an object with sonar technology. Bishop said he was able to confirm it was a vehicle. Wren put on his gear and conducted the dive to examine the car. Once we confirmed it was indeed Kiley's vehicle, we immediately notified family, law enforcement, and the teens. Dad and Grandpa were on scene within minutes, Bishop said. Rodni was last seen alive August 6 near the Prosser Family Campground in Truckee, attending a party with hundreds of young people, authorities have said. The campground is at the reservoir in the Sierra Nevada, about 165 miles northeast of San Francisco. She had been due to meet friends at a local Starbucks at 9 a.m. ahead of a camping trip, but failed to show up, prompting her mother to sound the alarm. Placer County Sheriff's Office Captain Sam Brown said at a press conference that the cops linked up with AWB after realizing an interest and reading online. He said, "We did link up SGT Mike Powers with them. There was lots of communication as they were traveling to the area." Plus 15. Detailed information was shared that wasn't out to the public yet, and hopefully that was of assistance to them to locate the area to go to. When asked why officers investigating the disappearance didn't find the car when they first searched, he said, "The lake was extensively searched with sonar, with a remotely operated vehicle, with divers and swimmers. Part of what we have to do is go back and debrief. Tracking underwater is an extremely difficult thing to do. A lot of this equipment is high-end, very expensive, and you really need to have a lot of practice and expertise. AWB are able to hone them, and we appreciate them being able to come out and assist." Initially, Rodni's disappearance was being treated as a possible abduction, something which Placer County Sheriff's Department denied in a press conference. Officers said that by not ruling out abduction as a possible reason for her vanishing, may have helped get more assistance from various agencies. Captain Brown added, "I think there was a lot of miscommunication. I don't think it was ever labeled as abduction, but you can't ever take that off the table. You couldn't remove it off the table, we hadn't found her. There was some struggle with some services, we wanted to obtain things and couldn't." We couldn't say that it wasn't, and it was clarified very early on, but we wouldn't have received all the resources we did if that wasn't the case. Rodni's family issued a statement paying tribute to her life saying, "We are eternally grateful for the love and support you have shown us in the last couple of weeks. We have weathered a storm of unfathomable force."
Okay. So, this timeline that they have located, do you guys believe Sami when she says, where is it? 12:03, Rodni shares her location, the campground, with her mother. 12:25, Rodney's friend Sami sees her and gives her a hug and says she's to get home safe. 12:30, Snapchat data pings on the campground. 2 campers witness a large number of cars drive away. Now, this is it. 12:36, Rodney calls Sami asking if she needs a lift home. Sami says she can hear music and people in the background. I have a problem with that one. I have a problem with the way she talks about that. Even in Sami's interview, she stops and you can tell she gets sidetracked. You can tell, in my opinion, the way she speaks pertaining to that comment, that she's like, sorry, and she kind of shakes her head. I just have a big problem with that. Lisa, absolutely. They know already if Sami has spoke to Kiley, if that was if that was, they probably even know, if it was actually Kiley the one was typing those texts. You can bet that they have done a cell phone dump. Angie, I agree with you. I definitely feel, in my opinion, that Sami is hiding something. Not to mention, exactly, Chris, her time is off. I mean, you can't say you spoke to someone whenever the phone has already been shut off and it's already underwater. It doesn't work. It does not work. Nobody talking about the bruises she had on the public speech she did with the white yes. Paint on her legs, bloody bruises, fingernails. So I wondered, the photo with Sami, she's got like Kiley's name written on her leg, and then she's got like little white patches, just random places. You didn't know whether it was just random or was she intentionally putting those, that paint on her leg to cover bruises and to make her look more like a caring friend. I agree, Selena. Another live, they showed bruises on her arm, legs, knees, and did Kate. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find this. Go to Twitter. Here we go. Okay. Let me see here.
Forward.
We're going to listen to this. Let me know if you can hear this, because I don't know if I need to mute it on my end or not.
So should we tell, should we get that message out as well to everybody that was at that party that they needed?
Yeah.
Who do they contact?
Well, I've been not in charge, but I've taken on the responsibility of trying to get in contact with everybody at that party. I've posted teen meetups, teen to teens, where there's no adults, no parents, and no media coverage.
You guys, thank you for letting me know. She's like, well, I'm in charge. And then she's like, well, not in charge. She corrects herself. And then she states that there is no parents, no media, no this, no that. Why? Why don't you want adult help?
Everybody stays anonymous, and everybody does not get, like, everybody is just talking teen to teen. We have interviewers, only about 7 or 8 of us, and that's the limit we're trying to keep it at, to keep the information kind of in a simple one source area that we can
This is so suspicious to me.
go to. And we've moved locations, multiple, trying to make things more convenient in the Tahoe area, in the Truckee area. We've held one last night, and then we held one tonight, and we had a lot of teens come out today and explain things. It's just a way for teens to not feel the pressure of getting in trouble by their parents, or to feel like the cops are going to get them in trouble, or to feel that the media will spread their face all over the internet. We're just trying to get teens to be honest, because kids will tell kids who they kissed, and kids will tell kids who they drank with, and
they don't want mom and dad to know what really happened at the party.
Exactly.
I totally get that, and that's
So that has not been confirmed. If it has not been posted on our Find Kiley Rodni Instagram page, or on the website, or on the Placer County Sheriff's Office Facebook or anything, then it is not true, and it is not something that people should be following on or trusting. The information will be posted and will be coming from us when it is confirmed. So to let people know what to look out for, if a changed shirt or something. So yeah, that is not.
And the person who made this video, they're talking about like lip expressions and micro expressions.
I can see that. I can see she's got very loving parents, and I can tell this is hard on them. And like I said, our thoughts and our prayers are with the family. We really want the best. We want Kiley to be found. DG's asking you, I think she's in the water in the car.
That's a very good question. Jackie, what are the 7 people interviewing? Which of these friends are yours, Sammy? That's the $1 million question. Thank you, Nanook. Hello, my lovely. Today is my birthday. Oh, today's your birthday. You need a fan flick. Of course. I'll flip a fan. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Thank you, my love. Appreciate it. Fun. Everyone wish happy birthday to Nicole. She is so sweet and one of the funniest people you'll ever meet. I think Sammy, to me, she just feels like a mean girl. That's just my opinion, though.
drove into water. Have they checked the water? I'm sure they probably have, but is there anything you can tell us about, have they sent dive teams in, do you know, or anything like that? Or
Yeah, so there have been dive teams sent in, and I can pretty much only say they've done thorough searches through the waters, through the lakes surrounding. They are searching the waters. They are searching the campgrounds and everywhere, related lakes that are near, because Boca and Stampede are two reservoirs that are near there as well. And they are doing searches through there every single day. They have been for the past 3 days. They have done extensive searches to points that you wouldn't even believe the FBI and those people they are going.
Person that was living there?
Yeah, long.
Thank y'all. What did she say about a phone? Sorry, I was reading. Thank you so much, Amanda. She says, in that interview, what did she mean by the phone that was found isn't her phone? What phone was found and where? Good question. I don't know. I really don't know.
Was my neighbor. We're just trying to find out where she is at this point. I mean, no one has seen her since Saturday. I mean, the last time.
This person's given an example of the McDaniel trial. Guys, if y'all ever have time, go watch this guy's interrogation. It is one of the craziest interrogations you'll ever see. It's probably one of my favorite interrogations to watch. Yeah, I'm going to replay this and let's see.
Day and explain things. It's just a way for teens to not feel the pressure of getting in trouble by their parents, or to feel like the cops are going to get them in trouble, or to feel that the media will spread their face all over the internet. We're just trying to get teens to be honest, because kids will tell kids who they kissed, and kids will tell kids who they drank with, and
they don't want mom and dad to know what really happened at the party.
Exactly.
I totally get that, and that's
so that has not been confirmed. If it has not been posted on our Find Kiley Rodni Instagram page, or on the website, or on the Placer County Sheriff's Office Facebook or anything, then it is not true, and it is not something that people should be following on or trusting. The information will be posted and will be coming from us when it is confirmed. So to let people know what to look out for, if a changed shirt or something. So yeah, that is not invested in her life. Fully invested in her life.
I can see that. I can see she's got very loving parents, and I can tell this is hard on them. And like I said, our thoughts and our prayers are with the family. We really want the best. We want Kiley to be found. DG's asking you, I think she's in the water, in the car, drove into water. Have they checked the water? I'm sure they probably have, but is there anything you can tell us about, have they sent dive teams in, do you know, or anything like that? Or
yeah, so there have been dive teams sent in, and I can pretty much only say they've done thorough searches through the waters, through the lakes surrounding. They are searching the waters. They are searching the campgrounds and everywhere, related lakes that are near, because Boca and Stampede are two reservoirs that are near there as well. And they are doing searches through there every single day. They have been for the past 3 days. They have done extensive searches to points that you wouldn't even believe the FBI and those people they are going.
Person that was living there?
Yeah, Lauren was my neighbor.
Did I not go far back enough? Because I don't. It's before that in his interview with her when he asked her about phone. Okay, I'm going to go to the very.
So should we tell, should we get that message out as well to everybody that was at that party that they needed?
Yeah.
Who did they contact?
Well, I've been not in charge, but I've taken on the responsibility of trying to get in contact with everybody at that party. I've posted teen meetups, teen to teens, where there's no adults, no parents, and no media coverage. Everybody stays anonymous, and everybody does not get, everybody is just talking teen to teen. We have interviewers, only about 7 or 8 of us, and that's the limit we're trying to keep it at, to keep the information kind of in a simple one source area that we can go to. And we've moved locations, multiple, trying to make things more convenient in the Tahoe area, in the Truckee area. We've held one last night, and then we held one tonight, and we had a lot of teens come out today and explain things. It's just a way for teens to not feel the pressure of getting in trouble by their parents, or to feel like the cops are going to get them in trouble, or to feel that the media will spread their face all over the internet. We're just trying to get teens to be honest, because kids will tell kids who they kissed, and kids will tell kids who they drank with, and
they don't want mom and dad to know what really happened at the party.
Exactly.
I totally get that, and that's
So that has not been confirmed. If it has not been posted on our Find Kiley Rodni Instagram page, or on the website, or on the Placer County Sheriff's Office Facebook or anything, then it is not true, and it is not something that people should be following on or trusting. The information will be posted and will be coming from us when it is confirmed. So to let people know what to look out for, if a changed shirt or something. So yeah, that is not.
Okay, guys, I'm going to take a pee break. Give me 1 second.
Is fully invested in her life.
I can see that. I can see she's got.
Hold on. And we'll finish this, and then we're going to take some calls. Let me see something here. I'll play some music. Let me know if you can hear music when I do this. 1 second. I'll be right back.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit, I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit, I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate, every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patent it, being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, speaking fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past and the pettiness. A reflection of the emptiness, hilarious. You think you're worth my time, you're delirious, mysterious, because you are behind a fake exterior, inferior. You know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit, I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit, I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead of say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go. Make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off and knowing I gotta make it. I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages of bacon. Modern kingdom for the taking.
All right. I'm back. Sorry. I had to really pee. Okay. Thank you, Nanook, for becoming a member. Thank you so much. Birthday party dance. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Let's finish this. And then we're going to take some calls.
Very loving parents, and I can tell this is hard on them. And like I said, our thoughts and our prayers are with the family. We really want the best. We want Kiley to be found. DG's asking you, I think she's in the water in the car, drove into water. Have they checked the water? I'm sure they probably have, but is there anything you can tell us about? Have they sent dive teams in? Do you know, or anything like that? Or
Yeah, so there have been dive teams sent in, and I can pretty much only say they've done thorough searches through the waters, through the lakes surrounding. They are searching the waters. They are searching the campgrounds and everywhere, related lakes that are near, because Boca and Stampede are two reservoirs that are near there as well. And they are doing searches through there every single day. They have been for the past 3 days. They have done extensive searches to points that you wouldn't even believe the FBI and those people they are going.
Person that was living there?
Yeah, Lauren was my neighbor. We're just trying to find out where she is at this point. I mean, no one has seen her since Saturday. I mean, the last time anyone heard from her was an email that she sent out, and no one's heard from her since.
So for those of you that don't get the reference with this guy, McDaniel, he was a neighbor who lived next to a young, beautiful woman that was found dead in a dumpster next to their apartment building. And this guy had an obsession with her. Yes, he was studying law, correct. And he was all over the news, saying, I don't know what happened to my friend, and all of this. And then later, actually the same day, or maybe the next day, they took him in, and he totally changes his personality. If you guys like any type of watching interrogations, it is one of the most fascinating interrogations you will see. Thank you, Carol. Very kind. So the person who made this video, which I need to give him credit, Suspicious Minds. Please subscribe to Suspicious Minds, guys. Mods, please drop a link to the channel Suspicious Minds. Credit is due to them. And they make a really good point of a lot of times somebody who is could be potentially be a suspect for these cases could, blend in plain sight. They say they're normally around the, they always come back at least. So in Sami, she makes it sounds like if it's not on our website, that kind of thing, right? So she's adding a lot of ownership to it. She's making it very, like a power thing, I feel like. If anybody wants to call in 307-228-4906, we would love to hear your thoughts on this case. Hopefully it will work again. So, Sami, I watched it 5 times. Yeah. It was just interesting. She's like, no, they have searched these lakes extensively and everything. And then maybe they did search them extensively. Maybe she didn't go into the water until Saturday. during even daylight hours. Hold on. Uh-oh. 850.
Yes.
How are you
Can you
doing?
hear me?
Yes. How are you?
I'm good. This is Amanda. I was talking about the phone. On the interview with the Tony guy, it's on his interview. It wasn't on the one that you showed.
Uh-huh.
But somebody says, what about the phone that was found? And she says the phone that was found was a Samsung and it's not her phone. Because she has an iPhone, and said the surf wax or surf sticks or whatever it is sticker and describes Hallie's phone. And I was just wondering what phone they were talking about because it was a little weird that you don't have any pictures from this party, but somebody turns in a phone, you
Right.
know?
I need to. I'm just going to have to go out. I'm going to have to go and look for that because I don't remember.
Yeah, see, it's been one thing that's just stuck in my brain. Like, I don't know everything about it, but especially the fact that they don't have any pictures, they don't have this, they don't have that, but a phone was found and turned in. It just, I don't know, it stuck out to me.
Sure,
And I was
it's
trying to explain that and say it wasn't in the one that you were showing. It was actually on the interview that he did with her. And also, how did he get an interview with Sammy?
a lot of people's asked that question. A lot of people's
It's
asked that
just
question.
weird.
Maybe the early bird, gets the worm, they say, but he's from what I understand, he lives in that area, doesn't he? Like somewhere in the vicinity.
Yeah, I believe so. I think that he lives somewhere around there.
Yeah. Huh.
But anyways, I just wanted to let you know that I'll get off here so somebody else can come on.
Yeah.
And
Well, Amanda, I'm gonna look into that.
okay.
And see if I can find anything about that phone. And I'll
Alright,
definitely try to let you know.
but yeah, it's in that interview,
Uh-huh.
but it's further back, but it's on his page in that interview.
Okay. All right.
Alright,
Thank you,
thank you.
dear.
Bye.
719.
Hello,
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. So everybody keeps talking about the air bubble,
Yes.
but just follow me. If the windows on the passenger side is down, all the water is rushing in on that side, the car is starting to lean on that side. Wouldn't it make sense that the air bubble would be where she's at?
Meaning, what do you mean where she's at? Like in the back?
Like the car is flipping to the right because all the water is rushing in on that side. So then that would make the driver's side the top of the car for a while until it completely flips over.
Now, does it would it go on its side or would it go front up because of the weight of the motor? Or would it go
I
like
was thinking that it was going to the side. Now, if it went over in, then right, then you're right.
yeah. Oh, are you there? Hello? Okay. I hope I didn't hang up on him. If you want to call back, caller, you're welcome to call back. I don't know what I did. 307-228-4906. I don't know. Okay, let me get this. One second. 973.
Hi, Justice Amy again.
Hey, Amy. Good to hear from you.
Hi. I like the calling better because my StreamYard's always good, so staticky.
Sure.
I have a different. I'm doing totally different than anybody else at a different
Sure.
subject related to Sammy. I'm thinking that she's being handled by her parents.
Mhm.
I think that she's a puppet, and she's part of. They're all engaging in a cover up in a conspiracy, and just shut your mouth. And the whole theme is silence.
Mhm.
And I'm not so good with reconstructing of the crime scene and figuring that out. So I look at the case at a different like holistic, more like as a whole instead of the minute little details.
Mhm.
But that's just my one thing about this whole thing is the fact of the matter is that I really think that they put her in charge to cover up for that whole town. And in addition to that, do they hear me? They say they can't hear me. Do you hear me?
Let's see here.
They're saying they can't. Okay.
I can hear you fine.
Okay, I'm going to try to speak up. Okay, I'm going to try to speak up louder. Then the other thing is that I'm upset with the mother saying that we have to be quiet and to telling people in social media to be quiet. I think it's very dangerous.
Yeah.
I think everybody has a right to have a safe community. That she's like giving her daughter a slap in the face by saying we don't owe you any explanation. No one has any consequences, and these kids are out there partying again, doing what they want. And it's very bad with the fact that these kids have no kind of conscience, that they have any responsibility. It's just it's such like a lack of moral and ethical behavior, and we can't do that. Like, there's something wrong with this country if these kids are any way responsible, or because they're acting that way. They're not acting like there was a real tragedy, like they're just sweeping it under the rug. I think it bodes very bad for the future and the morality. And look at history. When people don't speak up, you have to speak up when you see something wrong.
That's right.
And what's going on with these cases, like there's kids that are missing. You have to speak up. If you see something, you really have to say what's going on. And I'm just, and these people better put pressure on the police to do their job, because there's going to be, if they start with this whole thing, it's an accident, and everybody goes there to protest their whole decision, there's going to be like this big cover up of the cover up. And this is a disgusting thing. And the other thing is, like, what if there was there like a policy on this on Kiley? Was there any kind of like life insurance that they have for her?
I
or
don't
something
know.
related to money? Or I just think something's going on.
It feels
know.
weird. It feels weird. And I agree. I was actually going to ask you, Amy, because I really value your opinion and your commentary always. What you thought of, Kiley's mother's response. Yeah.
Her speech was weird. It's like she was adding like like there was a vowel enunciation at the end of the speech. It was like I thought I was watching like the Stepford Wives convention. It's like put in like a little chip and take your little pill at this time of day, and this is what you're going to say, and this is what you're going to do. It was like she was just like a little automaton with no affect on her face, blank stare, the strangest grimaces. It's just the weirdest thing, because if it were my daughter, I would be begging for somebody to come and find my child. I would be so, happy that they found her, and I would want to know what happened, because you don't want that to happen to another child in that community if it's swept under the rug, and it doesn't stop the problem. When you don't confront this situation.
I mean, you have these kids who clearly, in my opinion, something happened at this party. Underage drinking, underage drugs. A girl goes missing, right? She's found. It feels like it's foul play. And then the next night and the couple nights after that and weeks after that, these kids are still going to these parties, these underage
I don't
kids.
understand. Do they like want their kids to be gone?
I-
I don't
th-
understand
that's what
that.
I'm like. Are these? I mean, that's neglectful parenting, in my opinion. After that,
It's this free range. It's like the free range versus the helicopter parent. That's the biggest, debate there is today. Do
yeah,
you want to give them so much freedom that they rebel, or do you want that they give them be so strict that they rebel, or do you not want to you want to let them do all this stuff and then they're in danger? I just it's like such a fine balance with these kids, but it was just strange how she was calling, how she was had a weird grimace on her face, a smile on her face, and the way she was enunciating at the
yes,
end. Just if you listen to that, there was something like you hear that sometimes with people how they speak. It's just I find
yeah.
it a weird, very
It's
bizarre speech pattern.
yeah. She would say something like, like I don't know, innuendo, or
Nice,
something.
like it's almost
Yeah,
like how they would make people used to make fun of how the
Italians. Yes.
like it was like that kind of
When the
accent, sort
moon
of.
hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's a
Kind of like,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
No, but it's not, but sometimes you got to laugh, but I just, in my opinion, that I think that this was a total inappropriate response, and I think that it was written for her, unnatural, so.
It felt
That's it.
very rehearsed. That is for
And I
sure.
don't know where this Tony Dodge is out of Arizona. I tried to look up his
Okay.
public records or something, and I like to know what his background is too. I would like to see someone do a background check on this guy that did the first interview. I think there's something strange going on. with that
Boy,
whole
that's
situation.
something, isn't it? That's
Getting it.
nasty. I was
Yeah.
like,
He's a strange guy. Just take two peas in a pod, do the interview and the interviewee. So whatever.
yeah, I'll
All right, so let someone else call, okay?
Oy.
Have a good night now.
bye, honey. Good night. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Amy.
Take care. Bye.
Too. That's interesting. I always love to hear from Amy. All right. So 307-228-4906. I said, oh. All right. 910. Hello. Or 405 maybe. Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I sure can. Hey, I wanted to call and give my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, I am kind of leaning towards what Ryan Upchurch is saying.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was Ichamel, Ronnie, Xana Mae, Sammy, and Jack. I think all of them are in it together. And there's a creator that is in on it too, and I can't remember the name of his channel. Something about dreams.
All American Dream. That's what the other caller was talking about earlier. And like I had never ever heard of his channel prior to this case. Never.
Okay, so now, do you remember the guy that found all the stuff at the bottom of the lake?
Yes.
The computer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's in on it too. And the person that he said one of her friends was on the bank, that person is in on it too. They've all done this, and what they've done is they hid the car until the coast was clear with the cops over at the lake from searching the lake. And when they thought it was clear, they put the car into the lake. That is what I truly believe happened.
Who put the stuff in the lake? Who put the car in the lake?
One of those 5 people. I don't know if it was Jagger. I don't know if it was Sammy. I just don't know who it was. But some of those people out of that 5 or 6 that I mentioned had something to do with holding on to that car until after the coast was clear, and then they took that car out there and shoved it into the lake. That's what I believe.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And when they said AWP was coming out there, I knew they'd find her.
Mm-hmm.
Because AWP, they do that every day. That's just like clockwork to them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I knew that if she was
So-
in the water where they was searching, like if any place that they searched, if she was in there, they would find her. I knew that. Yeah, because they know what they're doing, clearly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think they've been
And,
treated very unfairly.
Yeah. Oh, I do too. And then they say the cops aren't doing their jobs. No, the cops don't do that every day like AWP does.
Right.
You know? So, and I'm sure the equipment AWP has is probably a lot better than what law enforcement has.
Absolutely. Because, I mean, this is what they do every day. They're always looking for the most modern of equipment, right?
Yep.
But
Up to date.
exactly. But I feel like almost the police should just almost hire the private sector to, just maybe just locate these bodies or cars or whatever you want to say. I think they might have better success, because I think a lot of times they clear these areas and they say there is absolutely no way that this person is in this body of water. The police, meaning the police, the authorities, and in fact,
Right.
they just don't know how to read their equipment.
Right.
You know, so
Right.
I think the private
Well,
sector might be better equipped for it.
And I think poor old Kylie's mama is in denial,
Right.
severely bad.
Yeah.
She's not wanting to face the truth. And the fact that Sammy got lawyered up, is there any truth to that? Or is that?
I mean, that is, I don't 100% know that, but to me, it would make sense if she does have a lawyer, because she's being very quiet right now. And in my opinion, Sammy is not a very quiet person. So I would think that she definitely, in my opinion, has some sort of legal counsel, because you couldn't shut her up in the beginning, right? Now she's
Right. Yeah. And I'm sure she didn't lawyer up to make herself look good.
sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Sure.
Oh, look at me. I have a lawyer. I'm lawyered up. Yeah, she didn't do that. If she's got a lawyer, there's a reason for it,
Yeah. Absolutely.
in my opinion. So, you have a wonderful night.
You too, my love.
I
Thank
love
you so much for
listening
calling.
to you.
Thank you.
I love listening to you, and you're one of my favorites.
Oh, thank you.
And guess who you're talking to?
Who am I talking to?
You mod with me on Lip Like No More's channel.
I do?
You do.
Who am I talking to?
Shorty Small.
Oh, Shorty Small. Okay. Thank you, love. It's nice to hear your voice.
Nice to hear you too.
Aw.
You have a wonderful evening, and I'm still going to be watching.
Thank you, honey. I appreciate it.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Gone Girl, thank you so much. I appreciate it. 910. Hello.
And I'm still going to be watching. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh.
All right. Bye-bye. Bye, girl. Thank you so much.
910.
Appreciate it. Hello.
Okay. 334.
Yes, this is 334.
Hello.
This is Nanook.
Hey, Nanuki.
Well, I don't really have a legal or anything like that on the Kiley case, but I will say this. I have two daughters.
Mm-hmm.
One is 26 almost, and one is 23.
Mm-hmm.
My 26-year-old daughter went to a graduation party with a bunch of friends.
Mm-hmm.
She decided to have a drink, which she normally does not drink, honestly. She is now a teacher at a magnet school, so she's very weird about that stuff. But her three best friends went to a gas station and used the phone to call me to tell me that something was wrong with my daughter. So So I had to go pick her up. And when I picked her up, it was, she was just talking, like nonstop, talking, battling, talking. She said her heart felt like it was beating really fast and X, Y, and Z. Well, her three best friends that she went to the party with all did the same thing. Like they were telling me, oh, she was drinking this and drinking that, so she's probably intoxicated and, everything that they were telling me. And in the end, I'll be short, in the end, come to find out, one of those best friends that were telling me she had drank so much and this and that, they put, I don't want to say the word on your live, but it starts with ADD medication in her drink to see how she would react because they thought it would be funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to take my daughter to the ER because she thought that her heart was going to explode.
Yes.
And so that came out in the end that those three best friends of hers did it to be funny, and she had no idea, and that's how her reaction was to it. So I don't know if it's the same kind of situation where somebody, did something to her drink or anything like that, just to see how it would, react, or I don't know. But it doesn't add up for me. Everything in this case does not add up for me.
Yeah, it's something clearly is not right. And, if anybody adds a drug or anything that a person doesn't know that they are taking, and they die, that's a murder charge if they can prove it,
exactly.
and it's against the law to do something like that. So,
yeah. And I'm wondering if, because, when it finally came out, these three girls, they said that they didn't do it maliciously. They just wanted to see, like, how she would act or how it would affect her, whatever they said, which doesn't make it right. But I'm wondering if the same thing kind of went down just so they could see, and then once her reaction was the opposite of what they thought, maybe they were like, oh my goodness, what are we going to do?
And, we don't know if a person, what other medications they are taking, something that might interact, something that they could be allergic to, or can't take for whatever reason. You never, ever know.
With my daughter, she had never taken a medication in her life. So if you give her an ADD-all, 30 milligram in her drink, of course she is going to have heart palpitations and be freaking out and talking nonstop. And, and I guess they thought that was funny to do until one of the girls was scared and finally told me, Miss Knuckles, this is what we did, and I'm sorry, we thought it was funny, and, we feel bad. And I'm like, okay, that's really not funny.
No, it's not funny.
At all, because my daughter's in the ER because she feels like she's going to die.
Right.
So I'm just wondering if maybe something, because teenagers do things like that, no excuse for what they did to my daughter, but teenagers do things like that. So I'm just wondering if maybe something like that happened and it just went the wrong way, and
well, it could have happened like that, or you could, there's a lot of peer pressure when there's that many people, when you're that young to be cool, and so it could even be something like that. It's just hard to tell. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, well, thank you very much. And I'm not going to take up much more of your time.
Are you having a good day?
Share that with you. Yeah, I just sat around on my big booty.
Good. That's
and had
great.
everybody serve me.
That is the best birthday.
But once you reach 44, you kind of just forget it's your birthday until one of your older kids messages you or calls you and says, happy birthday, Mom. And you're like, oh, crap, it is my birthday. Thanks. So, yeah, I kind of forgot until my son called me this morning, but it's okay.
Don't you dare forget. You're a sweetheart.
But no, I don't really have anything to kind of add because I'm just so confused and so whatever with this case. But, you know, teenagers are teenagers, and I'm just wondering if maybe something like that could have happened. I
Sure.
don't know.
Sure. It's very possible. All
But
right.
that's all I really have to say.
All right. Well, everybody's wishing you happy birthday. So,
Oh, well, thank you. I can't see the chat right now because I'm on the phone with you.
Sure.
So thank you, everybody, so much for the happy birthday wishes. That really means a lot. It does. I promise.
thank you, little Nikki. Take care.
All right.
All right.
Well, I'll be back in the chat. Love you.
All right. Love you, honey. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
910, welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Excellent. How are you?
Doing good. This is Kimmy Love.
Hey, love.
And I love your channel, but I just want to say that something weird about that guy that interviewed Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Churchill
Upchurch.
was following him, and he got a screenshot of the guy that interviewed Sammy, of his phone.
Mm-hmm.
And on his phone, under his American Dream, he wanted to, what was it, gain
Yes.
people? He's
Yes.
looking for that, help, with gang banging, women, girls.
Mm-hmm.
And if he was close to that place, maybe he is involved. And when Ryan Upchurch questioned him about it, he was just a smart ass and kept saying, your mom. And like Ryan Upchurch said, who do you want to gangbang? And the guy said, your mom.
I know. It was.
That's all I want to say.
It's just crazy. It's just crazy. People act like this.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know.
and I'm wondering if he has more to do with it than we think, because if he lives close to that area, maybe he was one of the adults that were there giving out drugs, looking to gangbang.
I don't know, but regardless, that's an inappropriate message. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, what else does he have on there? It kind of makes you wonder.
Yeah. I just want to enlighten us, show that he's not as sweet as everyone thinks, and nice to watch your video, and I'll jump out the chat.
Thank you, my love. Appreciate you calling.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. 903.
Hey, Justin, it's April.
Hey, April.
How are you?
Excellent. How are you doing?
Okay.
Good.
I didn't know, I know someone called just a few minutes ago and was asking about the interview with the mother. Was that the interview from the celebration of life for Kiley?
Could you repeat the question? Was the celebration of life?
The interview that you were talking about a few minutes ago that the mother gave, the statement, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Was that from the celebration of life?
Yes. Yes, it was.
Okay. I didn't know. I sent you that link, so I didn't know if you had seen it, and I missed that if you talked about it. So, but I know that the comment was made about the way she was talking. It was really, really weird to me too.
It was odd, wasn't it? It felt a little odd.
At the little addition at the end of some of the words that you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It's very like preacher to me, like a preacher does. Some preachers when they're preaching, and they do that extra at the end. That's what came into my mind. I was like, what the heck? I was thinking to myself, is she a preacher? I don't think so. But
it was weird. It was interesting.
Anyway, it was very, very strange. And some of the stuff she said, I was like, I have kids, and I would be acting totally different than she is. I don't understand. Really weird.
I don't either. It's never seen anything like it.
No, I don't. And then I was gonna say that, in the article that you were reading a little while ago, whenever it said, the police aren't gonna make a statement or give out any information until November. What the heck is that about?
That is when they can, I guess, talk more on the case, which that alone lets, in my opinion at least, feel like they are doing a thorough investigation of something that has taken place of nefarious means. That this is not an accident, in my opinion. If it was an accident, it wouldn't be as hush hush as it is, and that goes for the authorities. It goes for the people that was at the party. All of that. Everyone is so hush hush right now, and if in my opinion, if there was any, if it was an accident, there would be no reason to zip it up as tight as it is.
Right. Yeah. In my opinion, I never have thought that it was an accident. I have thought it was foul play the entire time.
Me too.
And does Kate look like Kiley? Well, I can't see their faces, but does she look like Kiley?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think they look similar. I think I don't know, like all the girls, they kind of look, of the friends, they kind of just look very similar. They kind of all have kind of a similar style, a similar complexion and everything. So.
Well, I just hadn't heard yet the portion that you played earlier about the video from the roadside assistance guy that they viewed and said that if it wasn't Kiley, it was someone that looked a lot like her.
Yeah.
So I just wondered.
Well, all the girls
Kate
have
looked
blonde
like
hair. All the girls, they all have this blonde hair. So it's.
Huh. Yeah, because in my opinion, I don't think it was Kiley, but that's my opinion.
Sure.
Anyway, it was good to talk to you.
Nice talking to you. Thank you for calling.
Okay. Have a good evening.
You too, my dear.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Well, that's interesting. Very good. Wait and see. I have gray hair coming. All right. Let's take one or two more calls. 708.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Hi, this is Celie or Cindy.
Hi, Cindy.
Hi, I'm so glad I got through. I was complaining on your, here, let me turn you off for a second here.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was complaining on your line because I'm like, okay, so I have 4 kids. They're all grown and raised. I'm 57. I've been watching every single thing on this case, like every single YouTuber, everybody. It's gotten so blown out of control. I'm like, am I just like older than everybody, or what the heck is going on here? And even, I don't know if you know, I don't want to mention names, but there's a new commentator that's back. She used to be back. She was one of the big ones doing the Watts case. And she's back, and she really took a really good look at this and gave a great perspective. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about. Her initials are just K, but anyway, what my daughter said to me, so I'm explaining it to her, and she's 24. And so I've been talking to her, because I am on workman's comp right now, so I'm not leaving the house. So my world is the bubble of true crime TV. And so basically, this is all I've been doing, is watching every single thing, every single commentary on this case. So I'm describing it to my daughter today. And this, I say this with apprehension, okay? as I'm describing it to my daughter, and my daughter was a cheerleader, she was bubbly, she had lots of friends, she went to parties. I was a bit of a helicopter mom, but when she told me she was going to do something, I trusted her, because we had a very open relationship and I believed her, you know. But anyways, one thing I didn't know is that she was cutting herself. I didn't find out for a while. But that's just to put aside. And one of the things that she said to me was, what if she committed suicide? That she was drunk, her friends all left her at the party, and, you know, she's so upset about everything. She's not thinking right. She said, Mom, if she knows those roads, she knows where she's going. What about if she just, in her drunkenness, said, screw it?
I mean, it's,
and,
yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't know. Teenagers are so emotional, and they're so, and I'm like, no, because she had her, you know, shit together. She was, you know, on her way to college. You know, I'm you know, giving all the, you know, other things that wouldn't be so. And my daughter's like, yeah, Mom, but you didn't know as close as we are that I was cutting myself, you know, so, you know, as much as we think that we know where somebody's mind is at, and especially under alcohol, you know, you just don't know. And I know there's a lot of other nefarious things that look nefarious. I mean, you can take any situation, I swear, you could take any situation, and if you look at it long enough, you can start picking apart even a true crime and make it look untrue.
Of course. Yes.
I mean, that's how people get off cases all the time. Look at Lacey Anthony.
Yes.
Look at O.J. Simpson. You know, I mean, if you look at a case long enough, you can figure it out. So, you know, I mean, we can look at this, you know, in so many different directions. But that's just something that she said, and I was just like pushed back. I was like, I like lost my breath, because that's just one thing that I haven't heard anybody even think about.
Right.
And, you know, I know for my, you know, I've worked with teenagers, and, you know, I worked at a crisis line before, and they can just have a bad day, a bad moment, and in that second, they can make a bad decision.
Mm-hmm.
And and, you know, I don't want to go through a couple cases that I know, but there've been two, and they were just like so heartbreaking. So the other thing I want to say is, you know, as much as I am for Adventures with Purpose, I think that, you know, it has gone overboard to the point that you're putting out all this stuff. Why? You know, if it was my daughter in that car, you know, I would thank the YouTubers for finding her and everything that they're doing. But, you know, dissecting every little thing and then having all these other people come up with all these other things and create such, you know, more conflict amongst each other, I would find that disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
And when the mom said on that, you know, I don't know, being a mother, I don't know if I could have said it with more grace and more eloquence the way that she asked the YouTubers. You know, if you can say it out of kindness, you know, can you say this out of a place of helpfulness? You know, that there's, what did you say? That there's goodness in silence, you know, and she basically, you know, she basically asked in the most graceful way she can. And when she said, we've got this, to me, that was like her saying, this is my daughter. Do you think that with their family, as much as they loved their daughter, that if there was anything nefarious going on, that they're going to let it slide for the sake of their community, for the sake of those kids? No flipping way.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to let it slide. No, I don't think they're going to let it slide at all, personally. But I feel like they may just be more incompetent, really. They may not be, you know.
Yeah. And my brother's a cop, and he said too, you know, because just from what they don't watch this stuff, but just from what I told him, he's like, what? They didn't do what? They found what? But so, and we live in Chicago, but, so we don't do Clear Lakes around here. But anyways, he just said that just sounded way off, that they didn't, once something becomes a crime scene investigation, it's blocked off for a long time, not just it's not just blocked off that evening, it's blocked off for weeks. I mean,
Yeah.
you can go past a house in Chicago that there was a shooting at a month ago and it's still blocked off.
Mm-hmm.
You
Well,
know,
yes.
so-
Well, thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, my dear. Good night. All right, guys. Well, I have been on here for over probably 2.5 hours, I think, with my other live that I did earlier. So, anywho, you want to hear me rap again? I'm such a white boy. It doesn't work that way. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I greatly, greatly appreciate it from each and every one of you. If you guys will do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button, just give me a thumbs up. At the, where the video is, I would greatly appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, please do consider, make sure you hit the bell to all. That way, every time we go live, you'll see us. So, yes, if you want to join the Patreon, it is in the description of every video. And thank you to the Patreons. Thank you for all of you for being here. Thank you to the ones who donated, hit the thumbs up, and are members of this channel. Thank you all. God bless each and every one of you. Good night and God bless.